Welcome to Wrestling News and Opinions reaction to NXT Takeover Brooklyn. In the fifth match of the evening, the co-main event, the champion Sasha Banks versus the challenger Bayley. And what a match this was. I'll tell you, this right here, I gotta say, I could talk about this for an hour. I'm not gonna do that. I'll try to keep it short comparatively, because there's a lot to talk about with this match. Going in, I had no idea that this was going to be the match that it was. This was one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. Like I'd say this is like a match of the year candidate. It was crazy. It was an amazing, unforgettable, history-making match. And I was rooting for Sasha Banks, the boss. I like the boss. I'm a fan of the boss. I wanted the boss to win. But even still, this match right here was incredible. Both of these women definitely earned more respect. I already respected them, but even more so, especially Bayley. Listen, not really a Bayley fan. You know, Bayley, I look at her like Sesame Street. You know, when I was a little kid, I liked Sesame Street. I'd watch it every day. But I'm not a little kid, so I don't watch Sesame Street anymore. And if I was a little kid, I'm sure I would love Bayley, but I'm not a little kid, so I'm not really a Bayley fan. She's for the kids, and that's cool. If you're a kid and you like Bayley, more power to you. That's cool for you. I'm not a kid, so I like the boss. I like Sasha Banks, you know. I like Charlotte Flair and, Becky Lynch. But I still, I understand why people like, Bayley and everything. And, I respect she's putting a lot of work. In this match right here, though, oh my God. I did not know Bayley had it in her to put on this performance. And what a performance by Sasha Banks. Said this match was incredible. A lot of emotion. Even at the beginning when they were telling, the story of how we got to this point and everything. It was, a very underdog, Cinderella emotional story for Bayley. And, of course, Sasha Banks is the boss. They said that's who I was going for. She had a real good entrance there. Came out, looking like the boss that she is. And so they got it underway. They're mixing up, Bayley. She had the headband, the Dusty Rhodes polka dots, the black and yellow. And then she had the wristbands. When she took that off, she also had the wristbands as she wrestled the match, giving the tribute to Dusty Rhodes, which earlier William Regal actually had announced that they're going to have like a superstar tag team tournament going from September 2nd to August 7th when they have the next NXT Takeover. But anyway, back to this match. They were mixing it up. This match was really good. Sasha was like working over Bayley's hand. Bayley had broken her hand. She was out for a while, but she, was recovering. But she had it, all taped up and everything. Sasha ripped that off. She put her hand in between the ring steps and then that board there says NXT, Brooklyn and everything. And she smashed her hand. And then Bayley, while she was outside the ring, Sasha, was back in the ring. Then she dove over the referee, over the top rope, and did a plancha on to Bayley, who was on the outside. That was crazy. I'll tell you, the crowd was electric for this match, too. They were going nuts throughout the whole match. And when she did that move right there, for me anyway, that's when the match took a turn. From right there, that move, you could see that Sasha definitely got hurt performing that move. At least that's what I think. That's how I saw it. I mean, it'll be interesting to find out, behind the scenes what it actually took place. But right there, it looked like she hurt herself, right? So she did this crazy plancha over the referee onto Bayley outside the ring. But the way she landed, it looked like, I don't know, maybe it was a stinger. Maybe she, I don't know what kind of injury, maybe like a hamstring or something. I don't know, but you could see that she was visibly in pain for the rest of the match, and it was a gutsy, tough performance by Sasha Banks. Like, so much credit. People say it's not real, but let me tell you something. There was nothing fake about that performance. It was the realest thing I've ever seen inside a wrestling ring. It was unbelievable. So Sasha Banks, then she tried to do this move where she runs up the corner of the ring, and then she jumps over the top rope to the outside. And again, it looked like she hurt herself even worse. And then, even though the move also did some damage to Bayley, and when she got back in the ring, like I say, you could see that, like, Sasha was struggling to continue, but she gutted it out, and she put on an amazing performance, especially if you consider that she may have been injured throughout the rest of the match, and this was only at, like, the halfway point. What they were able to do for the rest of the match was just, like, one of the gutsiest performances I've ever seen. It was incredible. And I mean, you see the different ways along the match, things where the line was blurred between reality and sports entertainment. I'll tell you what, it was definitely professional wrestling. This match is what professional wrestling is all about. I mean, it was crazy. And then freaking when Sasha Banks was up in the corner and Bayley tried to do the Hurricane Rana, and then she just landed on the mat herself. Like, I didn't even know anymore, like, what was going on. Like, was that supposed to happen? Like, but then the next second, Sasha comes off the top rope with an amazing move, looking just incredible, and you just did not know. Like, watching the match, I'm just like, what is going on? I don't even know. I don't know if this is supposed to happen. I don't know if, like, what's happening? Like, is this real? Is it, like, what's happening? It was so crazy, and it really... it drew you in. I mean, it just was insane. Like I said, such a gutsy performance by both of these competitors, by Bayley and Sasha Banks, especially Bayley with the hand, and then Sasha with whatever injury she sustained. I don't even know. And that's the thing. She's got to wrestle tomorrow at SummerSlam in that, like, 3-way triple threat 9-woman tag team match. I'm thinking she's probably not going to do a lot of action in that match with what happened here tonight on NXT Takeover Brooklyn, but we shall see. I almost wonder if she's even going to be able to perform, except with 9 people in the match. She could kind of just stand on the outside of the ring and not really have to do too much, so they might still have her out there. But, I mean, the way it looked like is if she really shouldn't be performing at SummerSlam, from a medical perspective. I hope she's alright, I really do. Hopefully she's not injured. Hopefully it was just a minor thing. Hopefully it was just a stinger and she's okay and she'll be alright, just gotta walk it off type of thing. But I mean, she looked to be in a lot of pain. But like I said, she gutted it out and just kept on. And both of them were just amazing in the ring. Just such a great performance. Sasha Banks ended up getting the bank statement, and Bayley reversed it. It was just crazy. Just the whole match it really drew you in. I was just in awe of the performance in the ring by both of these women. And then when they ended up, Bayley ended up hitting the belly to belly. Sasha kicked out. Then she got over in the corner again, and this time she did get her with that Hurricane Rana at the top rope. That was insane. I was just like, holy shit. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. This match had a few moments where you just were like, oh my God, did that just happen? Did I just see what I just saw? I mean, like I said, this is a match that I will not forget ever. I'll never forget this match. I mean, this is one they'll be talking about for a long time. It was an incredible match, and I did not expect it to be this good. I thought it would be an alright match, but it far surpassed expectations far and away. And like I said, I was rooting for Sasha Banks, but I'll tell you what, by the end of the match, you had to cheer for Bayley and just cheer for the match in general. Bayley got her with that Bayley to belly suplex, and she got the 1, 2, 3, and she finally gets that prize that she's been after for quite some time. Is Bayley is the new women's champion, the NXT champion. So Bayley wins, and then after the match, Charlotte Flair came out, Becky Lynch came out. They were congratulating her, giving her hugs, and then Sasha Banks, she came back into the ring, or got up off the mat. I'm not sure exactly if she had rolled out the ring. I think she had, but she came back in and she ended up giving Bayley a hug as well. And then they, the 4 of them were there putting up the 4 fingers, and they're like, yeah, the 4 horsewomen. And so it was like a reuniting of those 4. But here's the thing, like, that was cool, but now this is where it's got, there's kind of some mixed feelings here, because like I said, it was an amazing match. I just really said a lot of good things about it, okay? So now I'm going to say a couple things where it might be taken as negative, but I'm just saying, just saying. And it was cool that they came out there, but it also kind of didn't make any sense. At the beginning of the match, the whole story, they're like, yeah, Bayley got screwed over and backstabbed by all her friends. Charlotte stabbed her in the back. Becky Lynch stabbed her in the back. Sasha stabbed her in the back. They all stabbed her in the back. Like, Emma stabbed her in the back. Everybody stabbed her in the back. Everybody just, moved on past her. She was the one left behind. And even the match the whole time, Sasha's just saying, you're pathetic. You're a loser. No one likes you. And that was the whole thing. And even Bayley, she had to beat Charlotte. She had to beat Becky to get to this title shot. And so it doesn't really make sense that afterwards they're like, oh yeah, we all stabbed you in the back, Bayley, but now that you beat up Sasha and got the belt, no, we respect you, and now we're cool again. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then, not only that, for Sasha to come in there, like I said, it was cool and everything, and it was kind of like a Ring of Honor type of thing, because Ring of Honor with the Code of Honor, but she comes in there, and like I said, it was cool. It was, but this is where things get screwy, because with the difference of NXT and the main roster, and like NXT, I mean, NXT's got it going on. NXT's doing a really good job. I think it's actually putting on a better show than, a lot of the stuff we see on the main roster, because the main roster seems to have no consistency or coherency, or continuity, and that's right here what they just did. It was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. How is it that the four of them are in the ring? That's another thing too. They showed Naomi and they showed Tamina that were at ringside. Why didn't they interfere? That don't make sense. It don't make sense that Naomi and Tamina were ringside, but then they did not help out Sasha at all. Makes no sense. Not only that, then at the end, it's like, what is Sasha just saying, like, you guys didn't help me, screw you, now I'm down with them? Like, so then is Sasha gonna make a turn on Tamina and Naomi at SummerSlam? But she's in a match against Charlotte and Becky at SummerSlam. It's a 9-woman match, and it's like 3-on-3-on-3. That match there where you got PCB, Team BAD, and then you got the Bellas with Alicia Fox. I don't even know what they call them. But, how does that make sense? They're like, hey, yeah, tomorrow we're going to be beating up on each other, but right now we're breaking kayfabe. And I mean, kayfabe's dead and everything. It actually kind of almost had a feel of the Click moment when, with the Click, when Diesel and Razor were leaving to go be the NWO, and then, Hunter came out there, and Shawn Michaels and everything, which is kind of interesting, because then Hunter, the whole history behind that, how that, like, hurt Hunter a lot behind the scenes, and kept him out of the title picture for a lot of years because of that instance. And so then now, for him to be in charge, he's like, yeah, go ahead, go do that. And now he's in charge, he can let them do stuff like this. But it doesn't make sense, though, they're in a match tomorrow night going against each other as rivals, yet tonight they're like, yeah, we're the Four Horsewomen, we're like this ill fucking clique, but tomorrow we don't even know each other. Tomorrow it's PCB and BAD, and who are the Four Horsewomen? We don't know, we've got selective amnesia. Like, what? Like, as if we're all so dumb. That's like treating us like morons, you know what I mean? But other than that, though, it was a really great match. I mean, this is just kind of like after the match and, like, besides the match. And I don't want to, have that put any kind of negative tint on such a great match and such a great performance, especially by, Sasha Banks and by Bayley. Both of them just amazing performances, just incredible work. Just they really laid it all out on the line and did an excellent job. It was a crazy match, a gutsy performance by both of them, and just something that, like I said, I think it should win a Slammy for, match of the year. There's been some good matches, no doubt, but this match is pretty incredible, despite the whole, nonsensical stuff that seemed to, at the end. But that's just after the match was over. That was, they'd already shown a couple replay clips at that point. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about the match? What do you think about the way, afterwards with the celebration? Like I said, I did enjoy it as separate of, I had to kind of, just suspend, just for, it was like I said, this match had the line of reality and entertainment blurred quite a bit, so you kind of had to suspend the entertainment of it for a moment to just enjoy the real moment of the four of them, which was cool. But then on the entertainment aspect of it, it didn't make sense from an entertainment perspective. But from a reality perspective, it was cool to see the four of them out there like that. But like I said, from an entertainment perspective, it's starting to treat us like morons a little bit. But it's all good. Or is it? But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for listening. It is great.